everyone? I hope everyone's doing alright this morning. So, I'm having a restless night. I'm unable to sleep. I got many things on my mind. I'm sitting outside currently, so you may hear some random noises outside. So I guess tonight, this episode here is more just about a conversation with me and God. There's so many things that I don't understand, and so many questions that I have. And it's crazy how life works, because by the time we even answer most of these questions, or feel like we've answered most of these questions, our life is over. Time never stops. It ticks, ticks, it ticks. Every second. And you can't take those seconds back. And our life is nothing but just a cool summer breeze. It comes and it goes, just enough to make an imprint on the land for that split second. I've wasted so much of my life worrying about glossy things, shiny things, things that would bring attention to me, things that other people would like. And all those things I spent all those years chasing, not one of those things are in my existence now. But what is in existence is me. I'm still here. And I can still produce. But these are where the questions come in, right? Like, produce what? What am I to produce? And what is that production going to cost? And what is it going to reward? And is it worth it? Why do I spend my life working so hard trying to do the right things just to get cancer at a young age? To get COVID? And have to lay in a bedroom, a cold white room, surrounded by doctors, until you pass on. But what is the point of all of it? How am I supposed to receive myself knowing that I've been on this earth for so long and I've accomplished nothing? How do I find strength in that? How do I carry on? Knowing I've hurt so many people and caused so much destruction, what do I do? How do I get rid of this pain? And I went went through life completely oblivious to time. Time wasn't important to me. It wasn't even a factor in my mind. Didn't become a factor until people I've known my whole life started disappearing. And then I went through a stage of panic, like, this is happening fast. A gray hair. What the hell? Another gray hair. How do you keep picking yourself up when you keep making wrong decisions and you keep hurting people? But you know in your heart that you don't want to hurt anybody, but yet you continuously start hurting people. You keep hurting people. How do you keep picking yourself up? How do you stay positive? I've always known that God has been with me. I've always felt him, and I've always seen him around me. And I've tested his faith a couple times. And I'm here. So I know I have purpose. It's finding that purpose, man. We walk through life with shackles on us, drudging through the mud. Our whole lives trying to figure out, what is our purpose? What am I doing? What is my legacy? What do I want to be known as? How do I want to be remembered? My life has been one long traumatic event. From my childhood all the way up until adulthood, where I sit now. And I'm still creating trauma, and I'm still dealing with trauma. And the thing of it is, from my perception, I feel normal. You know, I think everybody else is crazy. Sure, I have issues, you know. We all have issues. Well, why is my issues any different from anybody else's? I don't know. And that's the thing, you know. We go through life thinking we're okay because whatever trauma has happened to us, we've put on a back burner somewhere far away. We never dealt with it. We never visited. To us, it's just forgotten. But because of this trauma that I received as a child and adolescent, moving on up, it was debilitating to my thought process. continued to make bad decision after bad decision. Because my life has been nothing but a traumatic event. So what do I do? I know. I want to give back to society, and I want to repair the hurt that I've caused, and I want to make people feel good, because I know what pain is. I understand it to the bone, to the core. It's in those moments when you truly get in touch with who you are. Have you ever felt pain to the core, to your gut, to the bone? You didn't know pain could hurt so deep. Just debilitating, pernicious pain that just cripples you. You don't want to move, you don't want to eat, you don't want to drink. And I can feel that pain in everybody, in everything. You know, my mom just went on a vacation not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. And she has this dog. And the dog is a rescue dog. And he was severely abused. So he's been with my mom for a couple years now, about 2 years. And he's became very, very attached to my mother. Will not leave her side. So she went on a little getaway for 2 days with a childhood friend of hers. And I sat over there and I babysat the dog. And when I tell you that I had to pour water into this dog's mouth, that's what I had to do. He would not get off the bed that she slept on for the full 2 days. He would lift his head up every once in a while and just look at me and whimper. The only food he would eat is these Hostess frosted donuts, his little treats. So he would just lay there on the bed, and I felt his pain. I know what this animal was feeling. And I couldn't do nothing to take that pain from him because I was not his pain. His master was his pain, and his master wasn't there. His best friend, his guardian angel. And he felt alone and lost. And even though I was there with him, he still felt alone and lost, confused. How many of that is us, you know? Alone, lost, confused, surrounded by so many people. How can you feel alone when you have 15 people around you? At times I ask How do I know God is listening? God, how do I know you hear me when I talk to you? I look up at the sky and I try to see you. I try to see a sign anywhere. Blow the tree. Flash a light. Just let me know that you hear me. Help me understand what the purpose of pain is. What lesson am I to learn from it? Why are we so filled with it? There's so much pain. And it leads me to ask, like, is that what humans are? Are humans pain? And that is our mission, is to overcome this pain. Or are we love? And the pain is the experience that we learn. And from those experiences births the pain that we feel. You know, most babies, when they come out, the first infliction they feel is pain. It's the first feeling, that's the first emotion. Pain, scared, fear. So is that what our life's work is to experience pain and learn how to overcome it and deal with it? Or are we to learn how to avoid the pain? I don't know. I don't understand. If we learn to avoid the pain, does that mean that pain doesn't exist? And how can you avoid something that you don't know is there? How do you know that there's pain in love? You spend your life trying to avoid pain. You have to avoid love as well. And of course, we can't do that. So how do we truly deal with it? How do we truly deal with trauma that has occurred to us at a level that we don't even want to recognize it? But yet it's tearing apart inside of me. It's ripping at my guts and my core. And it doesn't matter that I talk about it. It doesn't matter that people give me hugs. It doesn't matter that I cry. It's still there. It still makes me act a certain way and makes me do certain things and say certain things. And these things hurt people. And I don't want to hurt nobody. Because I know pain. And I don't wish pain on nobody. Yet we all have it. like a mosquito that flies around sucking blood off everything to live. We ask God, what is the purpose of this mosquito, God? It's an annoyance. I don't see any good in it. It spreads diseases. It's a parasite. What is it for? What does it do? What good does it bring humanity and life? And us as man have been trying to eradicate this mosquito. Different ways and methods and chemicals we pump to try to control these mosquitoes. It's because mosquitoes have a purpose. They're here for a reason. So pain is here for a reason. But why, man? What could it possibly be? The pain of watching a loved one that you've known since you could remember anything has been in all your memories, wither and pass away and leave you here all alone by yourself. How do you deal with that pain? I guess I share this with you guys to just because I know that there's a lot of people out there that are asking the same questions that I'm asking. What am I doing? Where am I going? What good am I? How do we find anything in that? How do we answer that? Knowing we've caused so much pain, trauma. You know, when I look at people, man, I have an unfounded love for this person. Doesn't matter who it is. I see this person, I instantly feel their pain. And I want to help them, and I want to make them laugh, and I want to make them feel good. I'm like John Coffey. I just want to extract their cancer from within, and just eat it, and then just spit it out. I apologize for all the background noise, y'all. This is just my little think pad where I'm at, and I sit out here and I look at the stars. I watch the shooting stars and the stillness of the night. Just another spot of land I'm in. I've been in so many different spots of land. And I've made no significant mark on none of them. Even animals leave marks when they find new territory. And I've left nothing but negative marks. And I want to right my wrongs, and I want to do good for people, and I want people to be successful and do good. You know, I can understand now truly what it means when they say that ignorance is bliss. And I can truly understand why people want to remain ignorant. Because one thing I've noticed in some of our higher intellectuals, Jordan Peterson being one of them, and everything that he's going through right now, is the more knowledge you take in of the world, the more worldly knowledge you take in, the more you understand how life operates and how it works, the more pain you bring in, because you're expected to have answers that you still don't have, and you're expected to enlighten people. You're expected to know. And if you have one right answer, you're expected to have 10. And you just take on the problems and the pain of the world with this knowledge. Because in a way, we're like mosquitoes. You know, we have a tendency to be like mosquitoes, bloodsuckers, parasites. And when somebody has something that we don't have, we want to consume that person. Look how we act. Look how we act around stars. Another human being, and we flock to them, surround them, screaming, crying, asking for autographs. For what? For what? And this is my example, you know, is a lot of these stars were just normal people who had a skill. And they utilized that skill to the best of the potential. And people love them for it. People want to cherish them, idolize them for this. Because whatever this person's skill is able to reach this individual in a way that encompasses their whole psyche and changes their whole being. And next thing you know, they have posters of this person all in their room, and they're just fantasizing and idolizing over this human being. And it alters our decisions. It alters our past. But is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We don't know. And that's what I'm finding out is the more knowledge that you take in, the more pain you receive as well. The more loneliness. Because now you're not one of the commoners. You're not the individual that's looking for answers. You're viewed upon as the individual with the answers, and it separates you from the mass. You're looked upon as a savior. And these individuals don't feel like they're saviors. They just have a higher level of understanding how life works. So some people just choose to remain ignorant. They don't want to learn. They would rather frolic and play and be distracted through the life, not knowing that their decisions are leaving a tsunami of pain behind them, but they're totally oblivious to it because they're ignorant, and they remain blissful in that. Why can't I be like that? Why can't I just have no understanding of the pain I've caused? Why can't I just walk through life just not caring about what anybody else thinks and just me doing whatever I want to do? Not caring who I hurt, what I hurt. To me, that sounds like heaven. I don't have to deal with pain. Because I'm oblivious to it. I don't own it. I don't accept it. I make excuses not to accept it. Me being the person in the ignorant state. And that's how they remain in the ignorant state, by not accepting these lessons. So what is it in me that makes me not want to be that way? What is it in me, God, that makes me want to deal with this pain, this trauma? What is it that you have in store for me, that you're making me cross these paths, climb these walls? Why is my test so hard? I know I'm not supposed to question God, but haven't I been tested enough? I have to be tested more? Is every day a test? But at the end of the day, God, I love you. I have faith in you. And I look around and I see everything you've created, everything you've done. I could never do nothing like this. I couldn't even think on how to begin any of it. And you've done it all. And with that, I have faith, because you know more than I do. And that's what I have to have my faith in. The mosquito. No idea do I have of what the fuck this mosquito does. And you created him. And you keep creating him, even though we're trying to eradicate him. Because you know what he does, and you know what he stands for, and you know what his purpose is. And I have faith, because I know I'm more precious than that mosquito to you. Because you made me in your image, not the mosquito. You made me in your image. I am the image of God. Which means that if I am the image of God, if I was made in the likeness and image, then that makes me God. I am you. I'm a part of you. And I'm here to represent you in the physical form. That's how I deal with my pain, knowing that you got me, knowing that I understand what it's, not what it's here for or what it's about, but that it has a purpose because you created it and you made it. Just as I said that, I felt a cool breeze blow across my face. So at the end of the day, I wake up in pain. I go to sleep in pain. I cause pain. I am pain. But I know that you created that, and there's a purpose for it. And I appreciate the love that you showed me, God, in giving me life and putting me here to represent you in your image. How selfish of me and egotistical of me to try to harm myself or to do for myself. How selfish of me. I understand this, God, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't understand earlier. I'm sorry I didn't understand sooner, but I understand now. And I'm trying to bring good, and I'm trying to relay your message, how I feel my spirit receives it. And I ask for your guidance and your strength to keep me strong. To keep me motivated, to keep me pushing, to move your word amongst people, to spread your love amongst people. I love you, Lord. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for your guidance and your wisdom. I just ask that you You keep shining that light on me. And you understand that I'm going to fall, Lord. But you know my heart. And I feel you in my heart. And that's what keeps pushing me down the path that I'm going down. I can do it. I will do it. And I'll do it in your name, God. I owe you that much at least. Just take a little bit of the pain from me, God, please. Shield me from it, protect me from it. Lift me from it. Give me the strength to endure it, to take it on, to rip it apart, and to eat it, and to spit it out.